Okay, this is my video on free games overall. So, I'm on the Wikipedia for a list of free video games, and it has a huge list of free video games, starting with like American's Army, which is an online game. Came out with American's Army 3 recently, and they got Alien Arena, which is an open source one. They got a bunch of ones. They even, yeah, Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, which is the online version of the game, which is released free. Yeah, just a bunch. So freeware games are games that are released free or were first sold as commercial and then released free. Alright, so commercial games, here's a list of commercial games on Wikipedia. Like, first one, Abe Lincoln Must Die, is an add-on to Sam Max, which was made free. Abuse, which is, it was made open source, from commercial to free, and it was made open source because it was so old. Other games like Doom, and then the one made by Bungie, I forget what the name is, but Bungie has some game that was made free. It's like a Doom, but you can use your mouse too if you correct the settings. Beyond Capital Wolfenstein, which is another Wolfenstein game. Beneath a Steel Sky is an adventure game. Area 51, which is sponsored by ad support. Other game, Fear Combat, which is a multiplayer part of Fear, is free. Games like Prince of Persia and Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, Far Cry are popular games that were made free due to ad support, and supposedly they're no longer distributed as ad support free games, but there's sites that still host them as free ad support games. So I'll show you that in a minute. Then there's also open source games, which are all games that are like Abuse. They're old or they're new, and they're free because, like, Frets on Fire is a well-known game. It's like Guitar Hero computer version. But games like Abuse, they release the source code and the game is free, so you can do anything with the source code, add it, mod it, whatever you want. I'll put all links in the sidebar, by the way, for all these. I don't know if I already said that, but alright, first one I'm going to show you is so far the best one I found, is gamershell.com. You may have used them for getting patches, news, getting like the clients for online games. But recently they added Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall, which is before Elder Scrolls 3, which was the one with the started with an M, but that was third person. Daggerfall 2, I forget, it's just an older one. Now released free. Mario clone, and the top weekly 15 is Far Cry, which is supposedly, according to Wiki, they no longer have, but Gamershell has it. Trackmania, Grand Theft Auto, the first one, and Grand Theft Auto 2 were released as free. The Suffering, they got Full Spectrum Warrior, Prince of Persia, Sand of Times, Fear Combat, Super Mario Clone, and Alien Arena 2009, which is an online game to play for free. And they get a bunch. Unfortunately, it's all ordered by the name it starts with, which gets annoying because they don't do it by like a rating or anything. Unless they do it by like rating if it's with all games included, or all games put together. So there's another game called Counter-Strike 2D, which is a 2D version of Counter-Strike. And another website is Acid Play, which is freeware games, many old games. One of them being Grand Theft Auto. They have a bunch of random games that you probably never... Wolfenstein Enemy Territory. Yeah, that. bunch of other games that you probably never heard on. They got Sonic 3D, Roboblast 2. They got Abuse, Lario. I forget what Lario is, but it's like, oh, it's a clump of worms. They got N, which is a great game. Supposedly is the best platformer this guy ever played. It is a great game though. Guns the Duel, which is an online free game. Laro Extreme, Lemming Ball Z, which is like, yeah, fusion between Dragon Ball Z. A Mario clone. Q, which is shoot 'em up. Gunbound, which is similar to Worms. And Madness Interactive, which is a fun. It's also an online game that you play and you shoot stuff. There's a bunch of conversions of it. But that's another site. And there's many sites. You can click these links for the freeware and everything and get these games for free. Lots of time, lots of cool stuff. You can make videos on them and everything. Get more views. It's basically what I'm doing right now. So, have fun with that.